Hello guys, Zach here, bringing you the latest from the Grandmasters League round 2 of 7. We've got a way to go yet, and we do have set number 2 for the week, which is the Viper versus Jordan 23. One of the more interesting matchups in this tournament, in my personal opinion. I'll tell you more about that very shortly. But the map is Nomad. This is the home map of the Viper, and I'm actually currently spectating Jordan 23, so I'll quickly switch that over right now. This is the Viper's home map, Nomad. This is what he has chosen to play against Jordan, and he is playing as Persians in red in the center sort of area of the map right here, throwing his town center down with the dock on the right. His opponent, Jordan 23 in blue, playing as Persians also, and putting his town centre a little bit to the north of the Viper, but fairly close in distance, not so much separating them at all. And I know for a fact that both of these guys like to have a less heavy walling style of play, which could lead us to a very interesting game. That Jordan just throwing his dock down over here, and the game is going to be getting well underway. I'm going to fast forward things until we get these town centres up, and until then I'm going to talk to you a bit about why I think this is one of the more interesting games of the set. Jordan getting his town centre up first. Pretty nice time for him to get that up there, and Viper just after. But as we heard in the interview between the Viper and Jordan, the Viper clearly said that Jordan is his best friend, worst nightmare, and biggest nemesis. And these two are indeed such good friends, but they know each other so well, and Jordan knows his playstyle so well. He knows Jordan's playstyle so well, and at the moment these two are arguably the best players on the scene, unless we see something majorly strong from Chris or Doubt. These two really are at the very top of their game right now, and that leads us to some interesting games, I'm sure. Let's have a look at where they've plonked their town centres down then, and the Viper with a great positioning on this town centre here from what I can see so far. Deer very close by. Let's see if he's got any sheep just yet. He does have no sheep, which is kind of unfortunate. No sheep for him. Have a look at Jordan. Well, Jordan's found a few sheep already, hence his higher score, exploring the map quite nicely with those guys. And I don't know if it's just me or if Jordan just seems to be incredibly lucky on these Nomad maps, where he always seems to find the sheep with little or no trouble whatsoever. But he doesn't have a deer patch on top of his town centre, which does mean that he's going to be relying on these sheep a little bit more than the Viper will be, as he's got deer basically there on top of him. But he does have 2-3 boar even very close by, just behind his TC, which is nice positioning on them. The Viper on the other hand, I don't see any boar nearby for him, so that could be a little bit awkward for him. No boar in the immediate area that I can tell, and fairly low on sheep as well, which is kind of unfortunate for him. So he's got a decent position with the fact he's got these deer, but at the moment really few sheep, if any at all just yet. Jordan hasn't bumped into him yet, so he's not even given him a sheep, so not so great for him. But then again, he is the Viper, and I'm sure he's been in this situation many a time before, and he will be able to deal with it accordingly. And I think Jordan there so close to finding the Viper's TC, possibly just losing his sheep there. I think perhaps he did, yep, and that sheep now belongs to the Viper, and this one too, gaining a couple of sheep there, very nicely done. And the Viper now going to have to be very careful not to let his TC get idle, as these villagers are gathering from the deer. They do hold more food, which means they need to be dropping off at the town centre a little bit more often, as you can see, quickly garrisoning them inside there and then dropping them back out so you can quickly create a new villager. That is the explanation for that one. Villager going around the map as well, building houses, looking for sheep, scouting around, because of course they don't start with the scout cavalry, which does make things a little bit interesting. And Viper's found the gold down here, and he has a pretty good idea of where stone mines are. Not found so much gold just yet. A lot of stone in this area though. Big stone piles there, big stone piles here, and here as well. A lot of stone nearby, and he's probably thinking, hello, a minute, there's a lot of stone around here. let's have a look at where the gold actually is. The Viper, nice little spot for gold here, very close to his town centre in relation to where Jordan is. So that gold, very nice spot. Jordan maybe going to be in a bit of a tough spot looking for gold here, as his gold is either A, going to be below Viper's base, and it's too risky for him to take that. Viper, a tower in the middle, secure both of them, no problem. Or he's going to have to go all the way over to the left of the map, and I think Jordan's going to have enough map exploration, and yes he does, a massive amount of map exploration to know exactly where he's going to have to go to get those gold piles. I think, yeah, he's going to know exactly where the Viper is now as well. You can see that deer. He knows he lost a couple of sheep over this area, and he's got a very good indication of where the Viper is. He too sending a villager around the map, building houses to try and gain some exploration and see what he can find. Viper now as well doing the same, building more houses around the shoreline, finding what he can see. Not finding any gold up here just yet though, and he's going to want to find that because he knows so far that he's got 2 gold camps in a reasonable, even 3 gold camps in a reasonable position, and he's going to want to find exactly where the other ones are so he knows where Jordan is going to be gathering gold from, if not on top of him, which is just not going to happen. It's not going to happen, I'm sure. So he's found one, he's going to have to find the other, and he's just about to bump into that. So Viper with some great scouting here, he's going to know exactly where Jordan's going to be. But Jordan, got to say, better scouting so far. Finding those extra sheep really did help him out, and he is got a lot of map coverage, knows exactly what is what and where everything is. Kind of handy for him. And of course he does have these boar as well, which could mean he's up to the feudal age faster. I'll keep an eye on that one. 22 pop for the Viper, 22 for Jordan, 23. Let's see who feudals the first. We could see quite a few fishing ships out on the water here, as these guys struggle to get up to the feudal age in a very fast time. And of course getting up to the feudal age in a reasonable time, quite important on Nomad, because they do always have a dock and they do always have a few fishing ships. A few galleys out on the water first can really make a big impact, and we'll see how many fishing ships they have. That would be 7 for Jordan. Viper out probably with 7 as well right now. There we go, 7 for him, and they're both stopped, and this is what I mean. They play so much together. They are going to be playing this almost identical, I feel, up until maybe the later stages of the game, because they just they're like brothers in a sense, in the fact that they know each other so well, they know each other's play styles so well. Jordan's starting to make a little bit of a wall off here, which is not unusual, but kind of a risk prevention thing, I imagine. If he can wall himself off, then he can prevent Viper going for a land attack, and he can try and take the water, because water control in Nomad is fairly important. It's going to be useful to take out your opponent's galleys, and of course if you do have the water control you can go and land anywhere on the map, which is going to be handy if you've got these gold piles right next to the shoreline. Going up to the feudal age now at just under 11 minutes. Viper too, but look at that, Viper up to the feudal age first, which is not what I expected, as he didn't have those 3 boar at the back, whereas Jordan did. He's taken those boar, and that has given him a huge food boost. If we have a look at their food now, Jordan is slightly in the lead with food, and but he does have 1 less population. But he is in the lead with food, but these deer really were useful to the Viper. As you can see, taking a lot of those right now, and he does still have a couple of sheep left as well. Interesting now, Viper may decide to wall this off. I don't know if he knows whether Jordan's walling or not. Nope, he has no idea where he's actually walled, and he doesn't well, he does know that he's around here. Of course he knows he's around here. He's seen his dock up here, and he's not over this side, so of course it's going to be here. But Viper's going up to the feudal age first, and that is kind of cool. It does mean he's going to get those galleys out first, and that could really impact the course of this game. We're about to see that now in just a matter of seconds as he goes up to feudal. Most of his villagers gathering that wood, and he will be a little bit of gold here. 3 villagers down to the south. Jordan, on the other hand, just gathering gold from this left hand side. He's had to move those villagers over there, and Viper could very easily harass that barracks, an archery range or a stable, just getting them over over there and killing these villagers would really, really help him out. Of course, Viper in a much better position with his gold here, very close to his town centre, very useful indeed to have nearby. Up we go to the feudal age then, and if we have a look at his docks, the galleys coming straight out, Jordan with the galleys as well. He has got 2 docks as well, which makes it 2 docks apiece, and we will see some action on the water very shortly. But one reason I do like Nomad is because you do have the amount of land as well. Now Viper's got a villager here, and if he scouts over to where Jordan is, you might see he's actually taking gold, and if he does see that, you could easily throw up a barracks or even a watchtower just here and deny that from him, and that would really swing this game around massively. But for the time being, we've got galleys coming out on the water, and we'll see some action on there for the time being. Jordan, or the Viper, even trying to take out Jordan's fishing ships at the cost of losing some HP on his galley is probably worthwhile for the time being. Going to try and slow that dock down as well, but Jordan's got 2 galleys out on the water now, and it's 2 galleys apiece. Viper, being a little bit of a nuisance, may even take out a fishing ship from Jordan, and every little kill is a good one. He's going to be trying to prevent those fishing ships from gathering, prevent them from completely even staying alive. And if Viper can do that, then he's going to be in a little nicer situation. He could get this fishing ship here. He's focusing down the wrong one. Come on, you can do it, man. I've got faith in you. You can take that fishing ship out. It's yours for the taking. It's only got 20 HP left, and his galley is being ran ragged as he is starting to pump out some more now. These guys' docks in a bit of a higgledy-piggle situation. We've got the Viper's dock, Jordan's dock, Jordan's dock, Jordan's dock, the Viper's dock, and it looks to me like Jordan has an extra dock here, so he's going to be able to work on taking that water control a little bit sooner. But I think we just had an archery range go up for the Viper there. Yes, it did. And Viper is starting to work on his ground attack right now. He's starting to get some archers out, and that is more than I can say than what Jordan is doing on the ground. He is focusing on the water, and of course if he can take that water control, he's going to kill off a lot of galleys, and he's going to kill these fishing ships, and that is going to be a huge problem if the Viper loses fishing ships. But for the time being, he's going to be okay for the moment. He's going to try and take out as many fishing ships from Jordan as he can. He's really not even focusing down on the galleys here. He's just trying to pick off the fishing ships as best he can. He's massively outnumbered, but he's still doing this, and it's really good. Great micro, evading the galleys as best he can and trying to do as much damage to those fishing ships. 3 or 4 go down, and look how many fishing ships Jordan has left. That is 2, and that is very few, very small amount of fishing ships. Viper almost stopped producing galleys here. He's just gone a final wave, and that's it, none left for him, and he's like, well, if I'm going to lose water, you're having no fishing ships and I'm having them, and he's going to keep his fishing ships alive at this rate, which is really, really cool, as he's now transitioning into land with 2 archery ranges going up and some archers coming out. If only he knew this gold was here, then Jordan would have such a hard time on his hands. For the time being though, Jordan pretty safe, and Viper likely to be moving more villagers over to gold now as his 2nd archery range goes up, and he's going to be needing a little bit more gold to produce these archers. As you can see, slowing production right down now on them. Looks like he's just trying to pick off the rest of the fishing ships. Going to be very close indeed. Jordan's now going to come in with a few galleys and probably take out the fishing ships of the Viper, but at least then the Viper is going to be even on the water with regards to number of fishing ships, and I think, yeah, he's going to go and try and take out this one as well. 8 HP left on this guy, and he'll be able to resist a couple more fire bolts, and there we go. 3 fishing ships left for Jordan, it seems, as Viper loses his last galley and his fishing ships are being ran ragged. But over on the land, a tower going up on Jordan's wall, and he'll be able to bust this wall pretty quickly. A couple of archers coming in as well, the skirmisher to back it up, and I think Viper's going to be sending, yep, there we go, more villagers over to gold right now, as he is going to be pumping out some archers and skirmishers and saying, you know what, Jordan, you've just made a bit of a mistake, you've gone a bit too heavy into water, and now you're going to have to really quickly get some archers out, get some skirmishers out, and get defensive. A watchtower going up there. Not sure about that position, not sure why there or at all. It's going to be out of range, I think, of this one. If it's in range, then I'm terribly wrong, but I can't see how it's going to be in range. Viper now probably going to bust through this wall and try and see what damage he can do. I think this one mainly just like a deterrent. It's going to stop him from going into here to try and park some archers, but he can still come around this side and hit and run from this area. Viper now going to be looking to get through this wall as Jordan is throwing down his second archery range, and skirmishers coming out, a great defensive unit. Viper is going to have to act quick. Look at the scores. Jordan gaining the water control, he's got the galleys on the water, and Viper's going to have a tough time bringing this back. And this is reminding me a little bit of the continental game between Doubt and Tim, where Tim decided, you know what, I'm going to leave the water and just go for the land. This is what the Viper's doing. He's going for the land, but can he make it work? That is the question. You may be able to pick off a couple of villagers here. He's still lacking fletching. You can tell that already by the amount of times it's taking to hit these villagers before they die, and the answer is they're not dying. That is why you need fletching, and I think he'll be going for fletching pretty shortly. I can't see why he would wait on fletching. There we go, 70% on that right now, and he is looking to get pretty aggressive, bringing his villagers in. He might even go for another tower. He's going to need a little bit more stone to do so, but he's gathering that up right now, and he could go for another tower and really start to pressure Jordan. He may have noticed this watchtower here already. Yep, he's seen that, and he's going to go the other way around, bringing another watchtower in there. And that's in range of the town centre. Towers, of course, with 9 range. They do outrange town centres, and it's going to be a long time before the town centre takes, the tower manages to take down the town centre. That's not really what he's aiming to do, I don't think. He's just trying to prevent Jordan from spreading and give him some extra fire on any archers or skirmishers that come out of these archery ranges here. As we can see, archers, skirmishers being created from there, and Jordan now with the water control going to be able to work on getting a few more fishing ships out if he needs to. As you can see, resuming the production of fishing ships there, because they're going to be crucial. He's going to need them to keep his economy going and keep his economy alive. Moving to this deer patch around here as well, which makes sense because he's going to have a tough time making farms around here with this watchtower, and now with the archers and skirmishers coming in. A nice little attack from Viper. Jordan pulling everything off, bringing in some villagers there, trying to take out what he can, using them as meat shields, but look at that, losing villagers to Viper's micro, and Viper coming in. It may just be the case that Jordan manages to push him back. He has got fletching, and Viper is not got any defensive upgrades, so he's going to lose a few archers here. Jordan bringing in some villagers as well. Nice choice to do that. That really did help a little bit in that battle, but of course now Viper going to chase him down, try and pick up another villager. He's managed to do it, and he's going to get a free archer there as well. Nice play from the Viper, but still it's not going to secure him the game fully, because Jordan has still got that score lead. He's now got the water in his control, and he's starting to build those fishing ships back up, which does mean we could see a reasonable castle time still from Jordan 23. Viper is unlikely to be castle just yet, though he is starting to seed some more farms. It's in the back of his mind. He knows that he needs to get up to the castle age fairly reasonably soon, fairly soon even, because he doesn't want to fall behind there. And this play style is quite common with these two guys. We see them going for the fast castle and staying out of the feudal wars for as much as they possibly can. The thing is now though, Jordan very low on gold. He's only got 4 gold collectors here, and if Viper is to come over this side and kill that off, then Jordan's chance of getting castle is going to be out of the window. Not to mention he's still making archers, which is going to slow him down a little bit with the gold count. But these fishing ships are probably going to be a little bit of a game changer for him. He can really work on his eco with those, and I think he may have just stopped producing them now. Yes, he has, but he has got those number back up. He's got 10 on the water, and that is going to be a significant boost to him and his economy. We can see that reflected in the scores already. Also, as I said, taking these deer, and he will be looking to get up to the castle age in a reasonable time. I've got a feeling though that the Viper may just beat him to it. He's got a bit more food already, and although that isn't a clear indication whether he's going to make it up there first, he's got a lot of farms out too. But we've got to bear in mind, a lot of farms counterbalanced by a lot of fishing ships, so we'll see how that one goes. See how this one goes in the center though. A big little battle going on here, a big little battle, a big battle for the feudal age at any rate, but in the grand scheme of things quite a small battle, that's what I meant. And more watchtowers going up for the Viper, but look at this, he didn't wall this off properly, and his watchtowers going down, but bringing his archers in and now looking to get off a few more kills on these villagers. He's going to do just that. These villagers being killed off as they run away. That's 3 villagers down for Jordan, and he can't afford to be losing villagers like that. That is a good 5 or 6 villagers he's lost in this attack so far, and that is going to be slowing him down, which is obviously a big problem. But now we're going to have to just keep an eye out, see who can reach it up to the castle age first, because that means we get to see some rams, we get to see some mangonels, and the game pace or the game direction can really change from the castle age. Feudal age, well, you're going to be struggling to get down a town centre in the feudal age. Maybe if you get 1,000,000 watchtowers around it, you might be able to damage it enough to get it down, but it's likely that we'll see a castle age pretty soon, and Jordan going in now with a bit of a flanking manoeuvre. This could be interesting. Jordan's going to completely ignore the fact that Viper's got a load of archers in his base. He's going to go and run around the side and see what he can find. Well, he's going to find a walled up Viper. He's not going to get through here, I don't think, but he may be able to get around the side and do some damage. Viper's going to see it coming though. Jordan retreating back to his base as he sees that that's walled, and Viper moving around now as well. And we're going to have to see who does the most damage in the next few moments, because the castle age research is on the way for the Viper. Jordan quite a way off yet, and Viper could really push his advantage here if he takes out this army. Going to be a tough one, going to be a bit challenging, but he's got his the archers inside the watchtower, extra damage coming out of there, extra arrows coming out of there, and he will be able to do a bit more damage to Jordan's army. Quickly wall that off, very nicely done indeed, and Jordan's going to be trapped in there. He is not going to be getting through in a hurry, and that is a nice little move from the Viper, trapping him in, trapping his army, and he may just be able to take him out, but it's looking like Jordan has a hell of a lot of skirmishes right now, and Viper lost a lot of units in that battle. That does mean, of course, that Jordan's going to be just okay for the time being. Viper's going to make it up to the castle age, but he might have just done enough damage that he can actually defend against the Viper's castle age. But Viper going down with the stable, we'll see some knights coming out in just a moment. He's going to have to deal with this for the time being. Jordan looking to hit his economy hard, taking out these watchtowers with villagers as best he can. A very good choice to make, and the Viper is likely going to lose these 2 watchtowers here. Jordan acting quickly. He knows that he's got a little advantage here going into the castle age, and look at the scores as well. Jordan with a massive score lead, looking pretty strong for Jordan, but Viper about to hit castle age, and he can get out those knights, and we're probably not going to see the crossbowman upgrade straight away from the Viper here. He's lost too many archers to make that worthwhile. In fact, looking at his army count, he's got 1 army left. Jordan, on the other hand, with 22 ranged units and 10 warships, securing the front of his base now as he takes out these watchtowers, and this has really turned the pace of the game round. Viper going with that early push. It failed to a degree, but he's now up to the castle age in a reasonable time. He is castle. Jordan is a way off yet. He's 200 food from reaching there, and Viper now bringing out those knights. Bloodlines first, knights on the way, and siege workshop as well. So we're going to see knights and mangonel, and that is going to be quite a difficult combination for Jordan to actually counter. Knight's going to get in there, do so much damage. The mangonels, if they manage to make a hit, can do a lot of damage as well. And of course Viper likely to be getting some upgrades on his knight's defense and going for the raids on Jordan's base. But we've got to bear in mind now, Jordan moving more villagers to gold. He's also just going up to the castle age. These fishing ships really making a big difference, and if he didn't have these guys, pardon me, if he didn't have these guys, he wouldn't have been able to go castle in such a fast time as he has. Although it's not lightning fast, it's fast considering his situation of being harassed and not being able to make farms or anything. So that was kind of fortunate for him that he did manage to get those fishers out. But now we see the knights coming out for Viper. He's got 4 out on the field right now, and he is going to be able to see what damage he can do with these. Going to be interesting. He's waiting for the mangonel, and he is going to be looking to get some big hits on these skirmishes. But of course, skirmishes against knights, 4 knights will probably wipe that army out, and although there is a spearman in there, if he works on that first, he could probably kill most of those skirmishers off with little or no trouble whatsoever. In come the knights. Is he going to go around this side? No, he's not. He's going to go straight for Jordan's economy. He might have a bit of a tough time with that. He's lacking the +2 defensive upgrade on his knights. We might see that in a little while. He's probably going to wait for a few more knights just yet, but the mangonel coming round, and 1 mangonel shot on here could be be deadly. We're going to have to wait and see if that one gets pulled off. But for the time being, Viper going to be looking to harass this wood patch here. But I'm surprised he's not gone and searched for Jordan's gold. Perhaps he thinks Jordan doesn't have much gold. He knows he's only got a few archers, but he's got enough archers to indicate he is gathering from somewhere. So Viper, I'm surprised really that he's not gone to search for this yet. But look at this, Jordan walling himself in with his villagers there, and he's going to be safe for the time being. But this is going to be awkward for Jordan to deal with. These 6 knights now going to come in. Jordan reaching the castle age. We might see crossbowmen from him pretty quickly. There we go, crossbowmen coming up now, and I doubt he'll upgrade to elite skirmishers. Against knights it's pretty much pointless. And here we go, the Viper chasing him down, seeing what he can find. No upgrades on his knights other than the +1 defense. Gonna have to deal with the spearmen pretty quickly and see what damage he can do. But in comes that mangonel, and he's looking to get that big shot onto these guys and do what damage he can. At the moment though, Jordan's still firmly in the lead with the score, attacking downhill here. Nice little use of that hill advantage, and if you're playing the ZeroEmpires drinking game, that requires you to drink. But yeah, going pretty well for Jordan right here. Viper though into the castle age first, could be making use of that a little bit better. He's got those knights out already, he's already got 2 mangonels on the field, and he's going to be continuing to make some knights for the time being. We'll see what damage he can do though, that is the real question, because if Jordan can mass enough crossbowmen now, he will still be able to deal with the knights reasonably well. A stable of his own going up at the back, so we could see some knights from him as well. Quite a bit of food and gold available to him, so some knights coming out. He's of course gonna need those knights to take out the mangonels, otherwise that's going to be very tough for him to deal with. And let's see what upgrades he's going for. No bodkin arrow just yet, so that does mean that he's not going to be going so heavily into crossbowmen. He too is going to transition into knights pretty quickly, and forging on the way as well, which does mean that Jordan's going to be ahead of the upgrades here. If he does get a few knights out, he will be ahead of the upgrades. Having a look quickly at his spearmen there, +1 defense for those, and they're going to have +1 attack real quick. But at the moment, pikemen coming out as well. Was not expecting that, but he is going to have to get super defensive, because quite a lot of knights on the field for Viper right now, and he cannot afford to let them ruin his game. More knights coming out for Jordan as well, and more upgrades perhaps going to be on the way a little bit later on. Having a quick look at the Viper, any upgrades still for him? Well no, he's still just sticking to the +1 defense, and some monks as well right now. This could get interesting. A couple of monks on the field can really turn things around, and Viper, if he gets a couple of conversions, then that could work out very well for him. But for the time being, picking up those relics, seeing what he can do. Mangonel fire coming in now to the watchtowers. Might want to bring a villager forward to repair these up. Could be a good idea to do that, because this one taking a little bit of unnecessary damage, but he's going to take that watchtower down in a reasonable time. But as we see now, Jordan as well starting to get some knights out, and bloodlines also on the way out for him. And any more upgrades just yet? Well no, it's looking like it's just +1/+1 on defense and attack. We'll have to wait and see how that one works for him, because he is certainly outnumbered for the time being. But Viper is looking to push his advantage here, and he might even go and try and mangonel down this town centre, in which case that is going to provoke a big reaction from Jordan, as he is not going to want to be losing his town centre anytime soon. As Viper comes in now with the attack on the town centre with the mangonels, bringing that monk up behind. He may be able to get some conversions, but what is the Viper doing at the back here? He's creating more knights, or is he just working on his economy? It looks like he's just working on his eco for the time being. No more military production really from him. We'll have to keep an eye on that very shortly. In come the knights. He's going to have to head this off very quickly, or otherwise his mangonels are going to get cut down. A little bit risky. The mangonels going to be lost if he's not careful. He's going to lose it. Is he going to lose it? Yep, he's going to lose those mangonels, and that's quite a big loss to take. In come the pikemen. In come the more upgraded knights. Actually, no, never mind. Viper just got forging at the last minute, and Viper, for the time being, just going to keep things in his favour. Very, very close, but being picked off slowly by the crossbowman as he retreats, bringing in these monks as well. Not realised that knight was there. That's a little bit of a mistake. Gonna lose both monks there right now, and that was a bit of a wasteful engagement from the Viper there, throwing those monks away, only converting one pikeman. a little bit risky. Should have gone for a knight if he could, and losing both mangonels as well. That's a lot of resources lost, and Jordan looking quite strong here, I've got to say. What can the Viper do to turn this around? Well, look at this. He's gone for Jordan's gold. I didn't even notice this on the left hand side. He has gone for that gold, and Jordan is not going to have any gold collectors right now. It's unlikely he's going to get this town centre up, and that is unfortunate because Viper here with his town centre on this wood with another 2 town centres back at his base, that makes him up to 3. What has Jordan got? Well, he is just on the 1. He's focused way so heavily on his military production, that he's not made any more town centres, and he can afford one. He can afford one, but it's not going to be on gold, and Jordan now gold starved. He can only afford to make wood and gold units, trying to get that town centre up there, failing unfortunately as the Viper comes in. And now Viper going to be up to 3 town centres and booming away. Look at his economy now, massive economy from him, and Jordan is slowly just being wedged out here as Viper has more knights on the field. He's got a few more monks and mangonels, and it looks to me like he is going to be up with a pretty good chance of taking this game from Jordan. Though Jordan, with the score lead at the moment, where's his economy? It's pretty much non-existent right now, and he is going to struggle getting out of his base because Viper full map control and Jordan cooped up in there. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? He's almost out of wood. He's only got this little bit of wood left. He's got no gold whatsoever. He's going to have to severely market here, selling off food, selling off excess wood to try and get a bit more gold out. And he is going to have a real tough time on his hands. In come the pikemen. The knights getting a couple of conversions on there as well. In comes some more units, and this is it. This is Jordan's last push. This is all Jordan can really do without making any more gold units. And if the Viper wins this, then this is going to be a real tough battle for Jordan from here on in. Looks like Viper's just going to be a little bit careful for the time being, standing on that hill, using his monks to heal up his knights. Great micro again from him. It looks like he's actually just going to be broken here, and look at that, Jordan breaking through Viper's defences and killing off a lot of his knights, considering he's only got a mainly skirmisher army, doing a pretty darn good job of that. Gonna try and take out these last few, and he should just be able to push through, but it's so close for him because more knights are coming in. If Viper takes out this army, then there's going to be absolutely nothing left that Jordan could do, and this is not looking good. Viper's starting to take down his skirmishers, and those crossbowmen are going to be falling very shortly. It looks like he's going to be able to hold this on for the time being. Another mangonel coming in, more knights coming in as well, and the Viper still doesn't have +1 on his knights. I'm very surprised at that, but look at this coming in right now, cleaning up. And what has Jordan got left? Well, the answer is very little. No army, so to speak of, no gold, so to speak of, and Viper with that gold placement at the back is looking pretty darn secure right now, and those knights are going to be able to clear things up, as well as these mangonels. He may be able to mangonel this town centre down right now, because all Jordan can afford is the cheap pikemen and the cheap skirmishers, and that's not going to work out so well for him. A few barracks producing pikemen now, but again, very easily taken out by mangonels, and if Viper wants to, look at that, bringing in some scorpions as well, he can easily make some more crossbowmen and take out those pikemen with little or no problems whatsoever. And his economy is absolutely rocking right now. 3 TCs, almost up to a full boom. Look at this! Jordan's going to get this town centre up, and I don't think Viper's noticed. This is going to be interesting. If Jordan gets this TC up, then this could really change things around, though it's going to be so tough. And a castle from the Viper. It looks like he's going to secure this game right here. This castle going up. He is playing as Persians, so it's unlikely that we're going to see any war elephants, but my god, this castle going to go up, and that is going to be a huge little sort of diving board for the Viper to go and jump into Jordan's base. Scorpions coming out as well, which is an interesting unit choice. They're great against infantry, slow moving, and of course going to be coming at him in a line. Going to be able to do a lot of damage with the Scorpions there if he gets a few more up. In the defensive position of his castle, he's going to be able to take out a lot of units here, and it looks to me like Jordan is really on the downfall in this time. This town centre just going up, but Viper noticing. He's going to be able to take it out with his own TC right here and push in the center of the map. Looks like Jordan's slowly on the decline. Where's he getting his wood from? Over here, and that is going to be attacked by knights very shortly, and mangonels of course, and this is not looking good for Jordan though. Somehow he still has the score lead. What's the populations? Well, 123 to 100. Jordan still has a lot of units on the water, and these fishing ships have really been keeping him alive. I've got to tell you that much. Another town centre going up for the Viper right here on the left. Jordan going to be struggling now. Is this castle going to be a great position for him? Going to stop Jordan getting out of his base, and Viper of course walling him in on this side as well. What is Jordan going to do? He's retreating to the shore. Is he going to make a dock and run away, or go to somewhere else? He's got a town centre up here, which I didn't even notice. My god, he is resilient, and he is going to stay in this for as long as he possibly can. Going to be tough now though, as mangonels are coming in. He's going to try and mangonel down his town centre, and if this town centre falls, this one will be next. And unfortunately for Jordan, just pikemen is not going to cut it, and it's going to be so hard for him to get back into this now with so little gold gathering possibilities. Viper absolutely dominating, taking over the majority of the map. He just needs to clear up on this side. Once he's broken through here, this is going to be a lot of dead villagers, and he's still trying to get to the shore. Still not enough gold. Sorry, not enough gold, not enough wood. And there we go. GG, well played, and the Viper takes it 1-0 against Jordan 23 in quite a decisive victory. At no stage in that game did I think that Jordan was gonna actually really take this game easily. Viper of course got quite lucky with the gold down here though, which did help him out massively, but Jordan looked pretty good for a while, but once Viper got to castle, he really pushed his advantage there, and I was surprised he reached castle so fast, considering Jordan had all of those boats on the water. So GG, well played. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a little like underneath. It means a lot to me. It helps me out as well. It knows if I've done good or if I've done goofed. And yeah, I'll be bringing you game 2 very shortly, so stay tuned, and I'll see you in a bit.